So we should talk about the game here, and talk about some of the lines and the props and that sort of thing. We're going to bring somebody in from BetMGM to talk about the lines after we chop it up and talk about the actual game plan. And we've got a packed show for you as far as guests are concerned. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk to Malcolm Jenkins today. Nice. Former Eagle, legend, my dude, and then Rodney McLeod as well, absolute legend, just retired in Cleveland. Going to talk about, our Super Bowl in 2017. He played both these teams this year. He's one of the smartest players that you'll ever meet. So he'll be able to give you some intel on what he thinks is going to happen. And then Matt Patricia as well.
Saw Matt last night. He was at the party.
We're gonna make it hell for Matt in here. He had me in meetings so much in New England. I'm gonna fuck with him when he comes in here. I love Matt.
Have the pencil in the hat.
The pencil in the hat. Is there any other guests? Am I forgetting anybody?
Did you say Rodney?
Rodney. Yeah, Malcolm and Matt. So they'll be coming through in a little bit. But guys, gun to y'all's head, who's winning the game? Like I can't. Everybody's asking me what I think.
Go Birds.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, I knew what he was going to say.
I mean, I just think the Eagles are so talented, man. Their roster's so deep.
No doubt.
And Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, unbelievably coached organization. They have confidence. They've been there before. I think that's super important. But, I don't know, Chris. I felt this way in 2017, but, you feel like the stars align a little bit. You get that mojo. You get that little tarot card, secret sauce, and you just feel like you got it. You know what I mean? I think the Eagles team is experiencing that. But, more importantly, they're playing good football. They're protecting the football. They're running the fuck out of the ball. The defense is balling out, and it's a super talented roster. So,
not to mention, we went to Eagles Media Day.
Yeah, we did.
Did our annual check-in.
Yeah, with the
and did you guys catch norovirus while you were there?
No,
we were actually patient
I don't know.
zeros for that. Maybe.
I don't know. It probably shouldn't hit me until tomorrow when I'm leaving. Yeah. But no, it was cool. So
the hardest thing we do when we do these kinds of shows. The hardest thing you have to do is forget what the team looked like in their last game.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep going back to because I don't want to miss the idea. This is not the Commanders' defense they're going against.
Not at all.
Correct.
And Kansas City breaks your balls more than anything. I mean, that fourth down and just seeing in the most critical time of the game of their season, they are able to disguise that blitz. Hey, now, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Disguise that blitz. Yeah. And where Josh does the recount, does double cadence, and they execute it, and they win the game because of that. And you have to be so good. The 2 Super Bowls ago, the Eagles were great.
Yep.
And everybody talks about how good Jalen Hurts was, but he fumbled.
Yeah.
And it turned the whole game around.
And you don't know that the false start before that play is what puts you behind the sticks and maybe puts you in a passing situation. Yeah. It's like the thing about the Chiefs is you're going to make mistakes, and they're not.
Yep.
And sometimes greatness in being spectacular, it's just doing your job, not far from my other dad, Bill, my work dad, Bill. But
gun to your head, who you picking?
I am going to pick the Eagles. I think they're the better roster.
Mm-hmm.
I could overthink it, and I could sit here and this is. I mean, people are like, "What else did I come here for?" But I think one of the dumbest questions is who you picking. And we ask each other all the time because it's this is a game that's 50-50.
Yeah.
The plays are going to be made on the field. If you want to ask me what type of game it's going to be, I think it's going to be, you could say, hey, I think it's going to be physical. I think they're going to be, I would tend to lean under in the first half.
I love the under.
I think it's going to be one of those games where they're feeling each other out.
You could say it.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake May was here yesterday and referenced his comment at the podium when he said feeling each other out. By the way, Drake May, I love the kid.
Dude.
I'm
dude.
Yeah, I'm all in on the dude. I mean, just amazing vibes. Macon was like, oh man, I gotta like him now. UNC guy. So, but it is about just, you don't know when your big moment comes in the game. And that's in these games, the big moment might be in the second quarter. You just don't know it before it happens. And yes, they'll be great on third down at the end of the game when Spags dials up a pressure that he's saved. But they're also going to be great on a mundane 3rd and 4 that extends the drive, and they're running a crosser, and you fuck up a sort, or your leverage is bad out of a bunch. Your protection's off one play, and they'll kill you.
Do you guys get the gist that the Eagles are 100% up front?
I don't want to get too far into it, but just because we know those guys.
That's what I'm just saying.
I
Whatever.
think that they're battling through some shit, but I know those. I think you're specifically talking about Landon and Jergy,
yeah.
and Jalen Carter's dealing with that norovirus or whatever this week too. But those are two of the toughest motherfuckers. They will be playing. I don't think they're 100%. I don't think anybody at the end of the season is 100%. But I'm expecting great games out of both of them.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a physical grinder game for those dudes because they're not fully healthy.
That's a big deal to me.
I agree.
It's
Chris
huge.
It's really. I mean, you saw
Yep.
what Commanders did with the injury.
As soon
Boom,
as Dickerson
they start
goes,
firing A gap
Yep.
stuff, and it's holy shit.
And I think Spags is actually going to blitz the fuck out of the Eagles on early downs to stop the run.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And then, but that's what I'm most curious to see. You said game they're going to feel each other out a little bit. Andy Reid's first 15 is phenomenal.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see that because that's going to be a great one. And then I really want to know how Spags and the Chiefs defense is going to come out early on early downs. Are they going to do 5-man pressures? Are they going to really blitz the shit out of it with 0 to try to stop the run? The problem is with blitzing the run game like that is you get one dude out of their gap.
Correct.
He has 7 touchdowns of 60 yards or more this year, and it's all because people have to lean into stopping the run. And when you come with a run pressure, like you said, if somebody doesn't cross face or somebody doesn't set the edge, it can be over.
Yep.
And
I think it comes down to the Eagles' defense. That's the way I look at it. I mean, you go back, it got to that point in that Super Bowl the last time they played. Everybody talked about how the secondary is not great, and what happened?
Yeah.
They couldn't hold up for 60 minutes.
Yep.
And when you watch the Chiefs, if you're going to –
You could say that some of that was a little ticky-tacky
Understood,
calls,
but it got that. If the build-up there was because of that.
Yeah.
But when you look at what Kansas City does, if you play straight zone, they will carve you.
Yep.
I mean, they got guys
Travis
all over the place.
and Pat,
They'll
their
laugh
bread
at
and
it.
butter. Yeah.
So what are the Eagles like? They're going to play a little bit more man, I would think, than they normally do. And then, can they play some matchup stuff where you have eyes on Pat? Because if you don't have eyes on him, he's going to do what he did in the last 2 games. We haven't seen it all year.
The left end, Nolan Smith, who I think has been a huge emergence for them, is going to be one of the most important players on the field. The left edge defender when you play Mahomes is one of the most important
Because of the throwing arm?
Well, throwing arm, and then every short yardage situation, sprint right option, the ways they break people's back. Over the years, there's 100 plays where he gets out to the right.
Yeah.
And you just have to be ready for all that stuff. And I think we talk about the guys up front for sure. I think you said defense. I think it comes down to the secondary and doing the little things you talk about, like sorting things, having good eyes.
Great tackling teams, two good tackling
No, I know.
defenses.
One of the 2 of the best.
And then also this. People focus on third downs. And yes, both these teams are dangerous on third down because of the playmakers and the quarterbacks and all that stuff. But the most dangerous thing about Kansas City is the way that they can stay in third and manageable.
Yeah.
And so to me, third down is first down.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to get them behind the sticks. And if you can get in 3rd and 9, great. But if you're going to let them be in 3rd and 4 all game, it's going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts. And they've been spectacular doing that. Worthy's emergence is huge. He can beat you in one play. And Kelsey, finding the matchup. If they play zone match, it's harder to pick your matchup defensively on Kelsey in those situations. So he's going to be able to move him around like a chess
motions
piece.
and shifts too. Yeah,
so
where do you think, when Chris Jones moves around, basically picks the guy he wants to rush against? Where do you think he goes?
I think he probably.
I think he goes over the right guard.
Yeah, but I was thinking I don't think he'd want to rush Lane or Dickerson, but you never know. They'll put him out there because he's so big.
Yeah.
And I was saying to somebody with the Eagles, I was like, Jalen Carter should play end at some point. I'm talking about put him out there.
That's exactly
74.
What said the other day.
74. What's 74's name?
Yeah.
Oh,
from
74. Jawan Taylor. Put him over Jawan Taylor.
Bro, I would put him on Jawan Taylor the first 4 plays of the game and say, hey, you bull rush him and you get 4 holding calls because that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And I would make Jawan have to think about that the entire game.
Think about Jawan Taylor, the way he sets so horizontally and deep.
Exactly.
And having a power rusher
Put him in Pat's
go through
lap.
his inside shoulder.
Put him in Pat's lap.
I think it would be a huge wrinkle that the Eagles have not shown yet to move him out and place him in. And the other guy that has to win, and I think he will, is Milton Williams. And Caliendo over there, they might help him. They might say, "Hey, we're okay on Trey on Jalen." Like they think that highly of Trey. Mm-hmm. But when the other guy gets the one-on-ones, you got to win.
And that's what worries me about this week, hearing that he's sick and he's missing practices, is because for little wrinkles like that that you haven't ran in the season, this is the week and these are the practices where you're going to get your reps in and make sure guys around you kind of know, hey, look, Jalen's not in a 3-tech right here. So, like, these things are going to be different. And so I wonder how much we are going to be able to see different stuff up front for the Eagles. But the fact that all the guys aren't practicing this week.
But everything's in before you got here.
Everything's in. Yeah, everything's in.
But it was like execution-wise.
But to
understood.
go,
I got you.
To go through the stuff, which is like such a big deal, because if you don't have a good week of practice at home, then it's hard to cram it all in at like the University of Minnesota or the University of Houston, walking through like
Tulane.
By the way, Macon came down here fresh off the plane, went to the Mecca,
and campus,
and rolled his joke out.
Nothing quite like being humbled by about 6 dozen undergraduates. Just cringe responses to the Tulane expansion.
Okay,
I won't spoil it much more, but beautiful campus, my favorite place on earth. Yeah.
I said, did anybody think it was funny? And he was like 15%.
That might be generous.
Yeah, it's higher than your typical average.
They're youngsters.
But look,
youngsters don't get it, Macon.
That's the point of the joke.
Yeah,
you know, if somebody laughed like that, it's like, all right, next.
But yeah, no, I mean,
I got one more thing I'll talk about this game that I'm worried about, and you kind of brought this up a little bit, Steve, earlier. Is like just the health of the Eagles' interior offensive line with these blitzes, and you saw with the Commanders, like Frankie Lou timed it up and was in the backfield, and so I think what I'm worried about for the Eagles offensively is Spags blitzing, middle pressure, like 0 blitzes, up in Jalen's face, Jalen rolling out of the pocket, escaping the pocket early, and just making maybe a bad decision with the ball, trying to force a throw downfield. And turning it over. Now, he's been great with the football.
No doubt.
He was really good against – the Commies actually blitzed a lot.
Yeah.
And he did he had a great game. But I just – Spags and the creativity of that defense and just the aggression. You know what I mean? That's I think, my concern for the Eagles offensively.
Because the Commanders just can't say, all right, we're going to play man out here, and then we're going to try and mix it up in the middle. And, like their Eagles love that shit.
Yeah. Well,
but
now,
Jalen's
great at throwing the ball outside the numbers.
Yeah.
And, like, he's got a lot of confidence there. And I think I feel him – I just envision a scenario where he's bailing from the pocket early due to a super aggressive Spags blitz. He's out on the edge and maybe throws a pick. I don't know.
I feel like Saquon's going to have a huge reception in this game for a lot of yards. I think there's going to be one play out of the backfield where he just toasts these guys. Because I like the matchups in the passing game for him.
Yeah. Nice wheel route.
Yeah. Or red zone scissors, which I like on Madden. Yeah. You can run it anywhere. You don't just have to run it in the red zone.
Scissor me timbers.
I hope you got your first 15 ready for sketch. You got to represent for the green light.
Oh, yeah, I got that tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody said you just run the tush push on him over and over again.
That would be fucking funny.
Yo.
I'm supposed to play him for like 5 minutes. Like, what if I ran the play clock down every time?
Yeah.
Just extend the
You're
game.
Just informed.
Good strategy, offense. Brother.
Yeah.
Good strategy, brother.
Yeah. You got like a 17-play drive.
You're Frankie
Lou. 5
Louvu.
minutes and you kick a field goal at the end. Hey, Chris.
Yeah?
If BG gets a sack, we're going fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's got like a Willis Reed kind of thing. Like the fact
Is he going to play 10 snaps?
I hope he plays 50.
I would go out there and
he's not going to, but like,
no, I know.
Like if you just if your tricep is like falls off your body, like it was for the right reason.
Yeah, just pick it up
How
off the
about
field.
Picture this: Nico Migio opening kickoff to the house, Devin Hester-esque.
Like the Indy Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Devin Hester-esque. How much air will come out of your chest if that happens?
Dude, he's been doing really well.
Well, he did that to start. I mean, he didn't score, but
the Texans.
The starting the Texans game like that, he had a huge return last week, which Buffalo botched.
Right after a touchdown.
You should have heard Bill going through it on tape. He's like, I just can't fucking like. Bill just like, I'm like, it's a punt, and he's just like everything. He
Bill
notices
loves
every.
special
He
teams,
just hates
dude.
when it's not a left-footed punter. That already gets him.
Yeah, exactly. But
Speaking of Bill,
yeah.
though, like, and you played for him in one, and you played in this. I just don't, as a coach, how the hell you could feel good about your game plan, knowing that you're coming down for a week and all this bullshit,
Yeah.
and you're going to be in walkthrough mode.
Yeah.
Like, that would eat at me every single night, man.
yeah,
Like, are we good to go? I don't know.
Well,
I can't do it because
yeah.
we got to walk through.
It's
We got
funny.
another freaking media night. Like,
Will Fork did
Ugh.
mention in the interview we did with him the other day how I can't remember which Super Bowl team it was, but he said that like I think it was one of their winning teams had gotten to where they've been because they practiced hard as fuck.
yeah.
And they practiced hard as hell in full pads during the Super Bowl week, and he was just like, yeah, we didn't think anything of it because A, that's kind of how the game was at that point, but B, it's like what had gotten us to the big game.
To your point, like Alshon said it the best. That interview with Alshon, he was like, "I could do away with all this." He was
Bro.
like, "We could have stayed in Philly for this, and then came a day before the game
Yeah.
like we
that
normally
is
do."
the funniest Super Bowl interview.
It really
of all
is,
time.
and it's all true. And then just how quick he was like, "The game's indoors.
Here's-
Who cares about the weather?"
The games. The best one was at the end. He's like, "Are you gonna see? You decided to see Justin Timberlake?" He's like, "I don't mean no disrespect, but he bleeds like I
do,
bleed.
yeah.
Like
Dude,
we're
He's
the
a great musician.
great
but
musician. Don't get me
we're
wrong,
here to play
but
football.
I was like, bro, Alshon's in go mode.
He's
dude.
a legend.
Man,
I got something I want to bring up real quick. You're at the NFL Honors. I saw this photo of Bill last night. It was fucking incredible, dude. It was the best photo I've ever seen. He had his rings on. He had his girl. He looked
She
so.
had a ring on.
She had a ring on. He looked
doesn't
so
Super Bowl ring.
fucking
He doesn't have
happy.
no
I was like,
space on his
Coach,
hand.
I was unfamiliar with your game, dude. It was such a good fucking
That's
photo.
a
My
great
guy's
flex.
just in his element, man.
He's in. He
Like-
you know, for him, like for so many years being here at Super Bowl week, you're either working or you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, because like, and you know, everybody takes losing hard, but
Yeah.
you know he. So to
that
see
was-
him down here this week and just being like, this is what the Super Bowl's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's
I mean,
different.
really cool.
Like I was scrolling through a photo gallery of like photos of people from the honors party. Like it was like, you know, Josh and his fiance and I got to the last one and it was Bill and I was like, oh my God, bro. Like this is the fucking best photo I've ever seen of this man. He looked so happy.
Cheesing.
It was great, dude.
Yeah.
we have to go
Not
sit behind the
expecting it.
bench when they play Virginia. We just have to troll him
And
make
just troll the
signs.
fucking.
Just make
I told him.
signs
I
and,
said my
like,
kids are gonna be down there cussing him out in the front row. Like,
You
He already
Bill,
think-
you think Bill will LeBron us and get us kicked out? Like, hey,
yeah, man, yeah,
those
yeah.
guys right
That'd be
there,
hilarious.
Like, it would be so funny.
Where do the
Yeah.
teams stay when they come to Charlottesville?
We'll find
Those are
out.
teams.
I'm fucking pulling the
I
fire
know,
alarm.
I know where.
Is that a federal crime?
Just like they used to do to all the teams at that Providence.
Yeah.
Slide into the seat.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we have John from BetMGM coming out, and we're gonna go through some of the lines over the next few minutes. What's up, brother? How's it
Got
going?
it.
So, welcome to the man cave back here. We would love you to just kind of run us through what your most bet like props are this week. You know where the lines are right now. And
I also would love to talk about some of.
I feel like you got the cheat code right there.
I'm an honorary trader at BetMGM, so
Okay.
yeah, I have all the data.
yeah.
Well, we got the script.
Yeah, when I asked Barry Sanders what he thinks about the game, he goes, "It is hard to bet against Taylor Swift."
Yeah, she's kind of a beast on the
Three-peat
field.
proposal, baby.
Yeah.
That's
Can we,
what's about
can we
to
talk about
happen.
some of the exotic bets available for the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
'Cause I
just
feel
start
like that's-
do
firing,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
We're-
Okay, something you guys probably would like: Gatorade bath, right?
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Yesterday, yellow, green, lime plus 250. It just swung this morning to minus 165.
Really?
So big swing, but all these types of novelty markets move on, whispers on social media. Someone says, "I saw yellow in their Gatorade yesterday."
See, Chris thinks that's green. We don't.
But
need
it's
to-
all.
We don't
in
have to
one
get
cat-
into it,
it's
but
all
it's-
in one
but there's-
category for that reason.
It's
That's right.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow, green, and lime. We put it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
like his shoe. You know, there's some green, there's some yellow.
Oh, so maybe that means Vegas thinks the Eagles are going to win.
That's what I was going to get at because
lemon lime is what you drink when you're sick. It has more
Oh,
electrolytes,
that's
or you
interesting.
think. So guys are kind of sick on the Eagles. They probably pumping lemon lime Gatorade right now.
they're
And they're gonna have that for the game.
Lemon
in the
lime
last two
Gatorade
Chiefs
and
Super Bowls,
Jalen.
it's been purple.
I
That's the
nailed
second
one of
favorite,
these a
right?
couple years ago, but like what? So let me ask you this: do y'all max out those Gatorade bath bets?
Do we take a maximum?
Do you take what do you cap them?
It really depends on the customer, right?
Because to me, I'm kind of curious because it is hard to protect the information on something like that.
Right. So if we see a bunch of bets coming in on any prop, especially on these novelties where we, the outcome could be known, we just shut the market down.
Yeah. Well, I look for that. Just shut the market.
Still shut down the anthem, right? Because it's in rehearsal today.
That's
tomorrow.
right. So anthem over under 120.5 seconds.
Who's doing the anthem?
John Batista. So
There's
The
a
wrestler?
There's a 91-second version out there.
No, I know who he is.
apologies.
Ryan Russillo hung out with him one night. Ryan Russillo meets everybody. Yeah, through Tommy. Yeah. Okay, so generally I think country artists, you think longer.
I'm taking the over,
they
dude.
draw
This
the
is
notes out.
time
I know
to
he's
shine.
not a country
Got
artist.
the Mike solo.
Who?
I think I'm always taking the over on the anthem.
You're taking the over.
Dude, they're up there. This is like their moment.
I remember one of my
I
first years out, I was like at the stadium to do some like man of the year shit thing
Walter Payton Man of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, casual.
And-
Drop that in there.
No, well, I mean, what was I gonna like? There's no other way to tell the story. Why else would I be at the stadium the day before the game?
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Why were you at the stadium?"
You're trying to look at the Gatorade
And then we'd still
color.
be talking about it just like now. So I'm at the stadium and I'm listening outside the stadium and I could hear them rehearsing. And I'm like, bro, like this is one of the most difficult bets to keep under wraps because of all
no
the
doubt.
personnel that are listening to rehearsal.
They have to hide what time rehearsal is too.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
They probably do fake plays like what we did with
Yeah.
Doug,
But I'll never forget my first, again, sorry, Beau, man of the year. We're all standing out there and I'm sitting there with a stopwatch. I'm sitting there with the timer on my phone next to Taron Armstead.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me like I got a bomb that's ready to go off or something. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing during the anthem? And after the anthem finished, I'm like, yes. And he goes, what the fuck is going on, dude? I'm like, just wait till you retire. I was like, it's a whole new world, dude.
So let me ask you this: with the Gatorade bath situation, is that only indicated for the head coach? Like, is it just a bath in general?
Yeah, so if you look at like house rules, it's going to be what they show on the broadcast. So if a fan took a picture and they're like, oh, over here the special teams coach gets dumped on, it's going to be the head coach.
Head
right?
coach.
Okay, another theoretical. Say they're going to Gatorade bath the head coach and they botch it, they drop the Gatorade, it doesn't actually bathe him. Is that null void, or is that if I pick no Gatorade bath, that's a win for me?
No, we do right by our customers. If they attempt it and it spills out, we're going to count it, even if they don't drench them.
But what if I'm the customer that has no Gatorade bath?
Hey, checkmate. You didn't know what you were coming back here for.
Let's just hope for a clean dump.
Okay, yeah.
Clean house. That's what we're all hoping for here. Hey,
Just go upstairs.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love? Because we got a prop on Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift.
I was like, damn.
Hammer it.
it.
3P and proposal, baby.
I do believe in love, but I do think people should make these things happen like in private. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a big public proposal guy,
Totally with you.
but also whatever they want to do. The thing I don't like though is everybody feeding into the NFL is rigged because XYZ happens. And I'm worried that if there is a proposal after the game, people are going to be like, yep, it's like a fucking movie.
The number one
That's how they
watched
do
clip.
the NFL. They script it.
It's a love story, baby. Just say yes.
What is it, minus 800 for no?
Plus 800 for yes, minus 2,000 for no.
Is there a she says no?
No, but I'll ask the trading team.
You should probably put that in there. I saw somebody carrying, and I don't know if it's you guys, but I wouldn't because he would never, Dom physical altercation. I would never place that bet because it's not going to happen. He would never do something like that.
We're lovers, not fighters.
Lovers, not fighters. He believes in love. Dom believes in love. Who else you got? What other good exotics you got?
Well, I mean, just in general, how about the Eagles are the most popular bet for the Super Bowl to win.
Fuck me right.
They were plus 110 earlier this week. They're down to even money
Yeah, I
now.
saw that.
So some movement there. And you're probably thinking like, okay, the book's going to be cheering for the Chiefs, but actually no, we want Philadelphia to win because there's such a great outcome on the futures market for us. Everyone was just pounding the Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs all year.
Wow.
So Eagles, even though it might be a short-term loss for us, we're going to win on the futures.
So you're just winning.
Win. House always wins. That's what they say, right?
It's true, especially this house.
That's both.
Especially
house-
this
Super
house.
Bowl.
Yeah, the house is winning.
Shout out
House
to
is undefeated.
Airbnb.
And the
Over
way
or
they,
under? What do you need?
the way
You
they
need under,
take,
right? Yeah.
Always the under. I mean,
love the under.
if it's under, if Saquon doesn't score, if Travis doesn't score, the book will be all right. You guys can wager
What's
on
the
Monday.
worst
We'll still
scenario
be
for the
standing.
book?
Everybody.
Nico
Saquon scores.
Remizzi.
Jalen scores.
They need under
Mahomes
because of
runs.
props.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Because
proposal.
everybody bets over on props.
Yep.
So like a high score. What was the last time they played was brutal, and then your guys Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
yeah.
got killed,
bro.
because every player prop came in.
Nick Foles, anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Anytime 2
Did
point
you guys
conversion.
know they had that play?
who?
Fuck no.
What?
You didn't?
Dude,
What
I was
play?
on. I was
Philly
on.
special.
Bro, I didn't know what they were doing.
I was on
over there.
PAT, right? So
I
I,
never
started.
knew what
This
they
is
were
what
doing.
the content
I started to
people
jog my,
I never-
my ass out onto the field, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I see Nick coming over and talk to Doug, and I'm like, am I supposed to go on the field? Like, what's going on? And then I jog back, and I'm like getting water, like I'm not even looking. And I turn around, and it's like, oh, fuck, sick. That's sick.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, all I remember
That's
was
awesome.
going to the stadium, and we were in the real stadium for walkthrough, and we were running fake plays
Yeah.
because we were
Gotcha.
playing the Patriots, and they were worried people were up in the
And then Nick
rafters.
told us. I heard him tell a story about how they put all the sheets in the paper shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was legit. Like, I remember when I was in St. Louis, have you ever been to the facility there, if you call it that?
Not the facility.
Well, it was right next to like a Candlewood Suites that like kind of like looked onto our practice field, and circa Spygate, those dudes put up 80-foot nets so nobody in the hotels could watch our games.
Smart.
Yeah, it's obvious, but that's how paranoid people are about
Yeah.
the pads. I mean, we were talking to Vince about it. All right, so you said you like whoever wins the game, you win. Got it. We're all suckers. And you said total, you like under.
That's the best. Yeah, that's the best
Okay.
outcome for the book.
What do you think about teasers, my brother?
Tease away. Hey, look, the whole point of this is supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah.
So,
I like, yeah.
if you want to make a parlay,
Gambling
if
is
you want to
supposed
do
to
a
be
teaser, yeah.
Any video of Beau at the casino the first
Get my
night?
teeth kicked in. I don't know what hurt me more, the Kim Crawford or this fucking table, bro. Anyway.
It's the worst in that's why I like sports betting though, because if you're gonna lose, Macon, keep it together. If you're gonna lose, he just lost a European basketball game, Serbian basketball. But if you're gonna lose in sports betting, you have 3 hours to like kind of grips with the loss. When you lose in blackjack, they just fucking take your
Fast.
You're just sitting there like 3 plus 4 is 19? Oh,
You're
fuck.
done.
That's like the harshest like no safety net
It's
feeling.
gross how fast they could deal hands of blackjack now.
Oh, and they
It's
just go
so
whoosh,
gross.
and they make little snide remarks like, "Oh, bad luck."
Yeah.
I'm like, no shit. Your whole operation is run on bad luck. It's everywhere, dude.
So bad.
But all right, so how about an MVP, like, or one of those like long shot?
We've seen some action on the kickers.
Really?
So I don't know what would you need, 12-9 game and a game-winning kick maybe to
Yeah,
cash
maybe
that
so.
bet. But bettors look at those 200, 300 to 1 shots and think, hey, $5, why not?
You know who doesn't want to see that? Roger Goodell does not want to see a kicker win MVP.
The most popular prop bet is Dallas Goedert over 49.5 receiving
You
yards.
still have it at 49? I've seen it in the 50s.
It's come back down. It went up to 51. It was 50.5 yesterday. We had it this morning, 49.5. But
Well, he also so at the beginning of the playoffs, you could do those fantasy things. Whoever has the most receiving yards in the postseason, and right now it's De'Ami Brown,
Yeah.
and Goddard's the only guy that can catch him.
Close. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. So people are jumping on that, trying to double up if they already have him too.
He's probably one of the most underrated guys on the Eagles because he's
Yeah.
one of those holdovers from 17 that's always been chronically underrated. But then like the team got a lot better, and you just kind of forget about how valuable he is, and he can block.
I will say, when you watch them though, it's amazing how many of their RPO stuff he's right in Jalen's eyesight.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's either stiff arm. most likely a stiff arm and
Like the
A
20
20-yard
yards,
stiff arm.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, dude.
I got a question for you. What do we got for a Justin Watson anytime touchdown?
Let me go to my.
and while you're
data
while
here.
you're there, what's the biggest wager you've heard of this week?
Biggest one we've reported is 800,000 on the Eagles money line.
Was
I'm
that you?
surprised. No.
Yeah,
I
not
got
all our
a
clients
million
wanna
on
share
the Eagles and
their
a teaser.
wagers.
Well, tease the Eagles and under.
I don't have a million on anything.
See.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Eagles and the under though. What we were just talking about. That's the one. Because then you can tease the under up to what now 55, and the Eagles will be catching a whole touchdown.
I think we're calling teasing edging now. Actually, I don't know if you heard Nate say that earlier.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
we're edging it.
Because we're getting He said we're getting edged by the gator outside.
Yeah, it's an industry term.
Tease.
Oh, it is.
Thank you, Steve.
So yeah, what prop were you hitting for him?
Justin Watson. you
Yeah,
said? Anytime.
anytime,
12-1.
Okay, you like that, Fax?
I'm
What's
big on Noah Gray.
Yeah, Noah Gray's been playing great in the playoffs.
Under 1.5 reception for him is the most popular under bet we've taken. I mean,
Perfect.
it's
I love
always
over.
over. But
Trav, is that what you're saying? Under one.
No,
and a
that's
half?
what everybody's
That's what-
saying.
yeah.
But it's real key. Are they going to play 12 or are they going to play 11 personnel? I think it's more 12.
I do too.
And he's going to be on the field that much more. And the Chiefs, the way they run everything, everybody's interchangeable.
Yeah.
You go back to the Bills game, you got to use the middle of the field. They start with Hollywood Brown running slants. Then Schuster has the big play.
Yeah.
Kelsey's obviously always there. But Gray, he's 11.5 receiving yards.
I like his
He's
yards
going
a
over.
ton because when he catches the ball, I mean, Pat put it right on him. I
Yeah.
think last week.
Yep.
And he couldn't haul it in, or one of these games.
He didn't have
was-
anything. And that's the other thing. Trying to forget what you saw the last game. He didn't have anything last
Yeah,
week.
Yeah.
And then he's gone over 11 yards 13 times this year. He's had an awesome season.
You guys got anything else for the good folks at BetMGM?
Good luck to everybody.
Yeah, good luck
with your
Good
bets.
luck
You
and
mean
happy
it.
hunting.
Yeah, good luck.
Good
All
luck.
right. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, good
Appreciate
luck.
it.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. I love that. That's our dad.
I like Beau just firing
Like-
a 12-1 touchdown.
Justin Watson, baby.
I like that.
I like Grant Calcaterra sneak in.
Oh, I love Calcaterra, dude.
He's been really good.